Hey everyone, this is Elias from RevMatch Media, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2023 Toyota GR Supra. Now, we have reviewed a Supra before, but this one's a little bit different. This one requires a little bit more work, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. Yes, this is a manual, so let's get started. Like I said, I've already reviewed a Supra, so I'll go ahead and add that link up there for you to see basically my entire review of the car. For this one, we're just going to talk about a little bit of things that are different from that one, and the important thing, the manual transmission. With this one, I do want to point out the Stratosphere blue color, which is just incredible. It looks so good, whether it's the sun hitting it or nice and bright color, or a deeper rich color in the shadows or at nighttime. But yeah, this is really nice. Now, this is a 3.0 premium trim, so that's what we have with this, with the manual transmission. So yeah, just want to show you guys how good this blue is. I definitely like it more than the black. I feel like this car needs to be a little bit louder. So let's go ahead and get under this hood and see what we have in there. We get under the hood and we have the 3.0 liter inline 6 turbocharged engine. It is cranking out 382 horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque. This one is connected to the 6-speed manual transmission and then to the rear wheels. Now, let's get started on the biggest controversy when this car came out, and that was this BMW 6-cylinder engine. Yes, Toyota outsourced the engine to BMW. And yes, people are saying, oh, it's not a real Supra. Like I said in my other video, who cares? This thing performs really great. And I didn't think it could perform any better, and it does with the manual transmission. Yes, and I know people are gonna say, well, the automatic is faster. It is, it really is. So I wanna talk some numbers, because this is a 6-speed compared to the 8-speed automatic. So with this 6-speed, the 0 to 60 is slower. So we'd go from 3.9 in the 8-speed auto to the manual that goes 4.2 seconds. So you are a little bit slower on the straight line. Honestly, you know that saying, driving a slow car fast is fun? Yeah. This isn't a slow car. It's a slower version of the Supra, which is totally fine. And that's because, again, we're now getting the gears going from 8 down to 6. And I'll put some numbers up on the screen as far as the ratios, but basically the gearing is significantly shorter on the top end. So with you having the 8 speeds, you can push it a little bit more into overdrive for better highway cruising, yes. But for kind of down low kind of situation, it's great. I love it. So the gears are a little bit longer compared to each one. So like from first to first, you know, depending on from going from manual to auto, they are longer. Same thing with second, same thing with third and fourth and fifth, and sixth goes a little bit longer. So sixth goes a little bit longer than in manual than it does in the auto, which is understandable. That's your highest gear in something like this. So put it this way, fifth gear on this is even with sixth gear on the auto. And I kind of like that. I felt like with the longer gears down under kind of thing, it just felt a lot more, I don't know, manageable. That was a big thing. And we'll take a look as we go for a quick drive, but it just was an everyday thing. As far as the clutch, it was great. It felt nice. It had some life to it, meaning that it wasn't like the GR Corolla that I drove that was very friendly in the sense of very, you know, it has like anti-stall stuff. It just wasn't, it had no life. It was bland. Same thing with the Civic Type R that I experienced, which I was kind of concerned of, like, okay, these modern manuals are starting to have that ease of drivability, which is great. You know, keep the manual transmission alive, but to an enthusiast, it just was dead. I felt like I was driving a, yes, I know, a commuter car, and I know the Corolla and the Civic are technically commuter cars, but not when you're at the performance level that those guys are. But rant over. I love this. This thing is really, really good. And again, it just completely changed the life of this engine. It just gave it a different characteristics. It feels almost like a new car. It does, like a different new car. So let's go ahead and stop talking and let's go for a ride. Now we get inside of the Supra and there's three things that are different. Yes, one is the steering wheel. We have no paddle shifters. I saw myself actually trying to shift gears as soon as I got it because I was just so used to it in the automatic version. So no paddles there, obviously. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit different. The obvious one is the shifter. So we do have the 6-speed manual shifter here, which looks great. Nice leather feel to it. The shape of it is really good, ergonomically nicely designed. And the third pedal. Yeah, we have the third pedal here. And besides that, it's exactly the same as everything that I liked and everything that I disliked in the previous Supra video that I did. So we start driving the Supra and it is just so easy to drive. My biggest thing with this was in stop and go traffic. That was going to be my concern of like, am I going to hate myself? Because our area does get a ton of stop and go traffic. And in my Miata, that clutch is really it's got some life to it. It's got some, yeah, unforgiving characteristics of it. But this is so forgiving, but it still has some life to it. So you still feel an engagement point, unlike the GR Corolla that was lifeless almost in feeling anything in the clutch. This feels really nice. I love the way that this feels, but it's super easy to drive. It's still very forgiving. So it's a great system. And it just feels really good. The shifter is nice and notchy. It does have rev matching. So when you go ahead and you drop a gear, it will rev match it for you. I don't know if you could turn it off. I haven't looked. I haven't wanted to look because it's been nice, especially when you have a manual transmission that, you know, you get in a car and you've never driven it before. It's nice to know that if you want to push it a little bit more performance-wise, that you have that option to rev match to make sure that you don't upset the car and that you are having it in the nice, you know, RPM range. So yeah, that's Texas for you. So a big tractor trailer, if you guys can't see it on that camera. But yeah, you know, just having to stop there and put it in first, no issues. Just everyday driving is super calm and tame. It's enjoyable. I'm still putting in the effort, but it's not an effort that is gonna tire me and I'm gonna get bored. I'm gonna get frustrated with it. It's been great. I haven't even realized that it's been a manual car. That's how, in the sense of just like everyday driving, in the sense of it being annoying. It being annoying and frustrating to drive where you just want to go home and be home. Nah, this has been really great. But once you do decide you want to go ahead and push it, yeah, it's there. There's so much grip there. It's there to help you have fun. And man, can you have fun in this? Yeah, those downshifts, rev matching is so good. The grip is so much more, I feel, with this because you don't have the shorter gears of the auto to really throw this rear out. So it's a little bit more taming of the power plant, which is incredible. That's crazy how, you know, the gearing can really change a car and it's you know, the characteristics of it. And this is really nice because with the auto, I felt like that thing was gonna kill me. I felt like it wasn't going to, you know, it was just dropping gears to where the power was just insane and the rear was stepping out. You weren't getting the power down. Yes, it can be fun. No, it can't be quick on the track, which is what's crazy about this. Oh man, that just sounds so good. Now, yes, this is the slower car in the straightaways. Yes, it's a slower car because you have to do it yourself. But it's so much more rewarding. It's basically, yeah, you're really great at one thing, like you're playing video games and you have the acceleration meter all the way, but the fun factor, yeah, it's kind of lower because it's just not as engaging and as rewarding as this thing is. So you also lose the launch control. So we don't have launch control in this, so you gotta launch it yourself. So go ahead and put it in first. And with this, you do have the option of going into the RPM range. So I'll go ahead and rev it. Yeah, it goes all the way up, so it doesn't limit you like other cars. So not that you want to be launching at 7,000 RPMs, but you could rev it up to 7,000 RPMs. So let me go ahead and I do have traction control on. It's still kind of cold here. We have summer tires on and I don't want to, yeah, even though there's safety first. So I'll go ahead and give it a little bit of revs and launch it. Traction control kicks in, but not in a bad way. It put the power down when I needed it to. And yeah, it was really, really good at just getting this guy going. If you don't have traction control, just, you know, be ready for a little bit of steering control on there. But that's what I love about this manual. If I wanted to keep it in third and I didn't want to shift it, but I did want to, you know, still make it go, I can do that. Or I can put it in second gear and have the revs a little bit higher and just shoot out of it a lot, you know, a lot more aggressive. But it's just so much more rewarding. It's just an incredible setup. It's nuts how much better this is with the manual, because it's just, it's you enjoying it, you connected to the car. And what's crazy is that my biggest complaint with the Supra was that it felt like it was on ice, but I feel like the transmission with this rear end just talks so much better. It's so much more behaved than it was in the auto version. Yeah, I am loving this way more than the auto version. And it's not just because, yes, I like manuals and manuals are better than automatics. If you're wanting a fast car, go auto. If you're wanting a better experience, go manual. Yeah, and I'm talking about going fast in a straight line, because I felt a lot faster on the track. If you were to give me both cars and I put some lap times in, I can guarantee you I would be faster in this during the turns, because, well, probably overall, because I have more confidence in this than I do with the manual, with the automatic, because the manual lets me obviously pick my gear, and the automatic, I don't know, it just didn't feel, I guess the gearing also is a big play with this. But yeah, this has been an incredible vehicle, and this has made it even better. If you have an auto Supra, it's worth it. It's 100% worth trading it in and going manual. Sure, you're gonna be going slower. Sure, you have to do more work in stop and go traffic, but it's gonna be well worth it. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed my review of the 2023 GR Supra manual transmission. And remember, get to pick your own gears because it's so much better. See ya.